everybody, this video is going to go over how to do your research and take notes effectively when you are working on an essay project. Be sure to use the like and subscribe below to keep these videos coming. So we are picking up in the writing process with number 6. This is the research and note-taking section. So we've done all our brainstorming, we've started on our outline, we have our thesis statement. We're actually going out and we're doing our research. One of the issues that I have seen with students is that they go and read stuff and they write things down, but they don't necessarily remember where they got it. And so when they start to try to use it in their essay, they can't remember the quote, they can't find the source, and it just becomes a debacle. And so there is a way that I teach my students to take notes so that that will never happen to you. So basically what it's going to look like is this. The very first thing when you are doing your research is go ahead and do your MLA or APA reference entry. Just go ahead and do it. Start that off at the very top of the page before you start taking notes, because that will give you your authors, your title, your links, so that you can always find that particular source again. And you'll never go through that, I know I read it somewhere thing. Let's just not do that. The next thing under that, so once you do that, then under that you want to take notes. And you're looking really for 4 things. Number 1, what's the main point of the source? This will kind of tell you, oh, hey, I remember what this was about. And so that helps you locate which source you're looking for fairly quickly. So what was the main point? Number 2, how did they arrive at their point? So this might be the research, the methodologies, what they studied, what they found, results, conclusions, that kind of stuff. This is like the meat of the article. Underneath that, boil it down to what information is actually useful for your paper. What information are you pulling from this source that is relevant to the point you're trying to make in your essay? Summarize that there. And then finally, what are any good quotes that you might include? And then make sure that if you are copying and pasting, go ahead and put quotation marks around stuff. And go ahead and put the page or paragraph numbers or section numbers or titles, whatever identifying location information for any quotes. Here is an APA example. This is the article that I found. It was an analysis of bee population decline in Lombardy during the period 2014 to 2016 and identification of high-risk areas. Okay, so it came from this journal, this volume, this issue number, and then your link. This is where I found it again. So I always have my link here. I can copy and paste this, of course, double-spaced, into my APA references list. But I have that here just in my notes. It makes what I do later easier. I always tell students, if you do the hard work up front, the hard work with note-taking, the hard work with outlining, when you get to the actual essay writing part, it's easy. So easy if you put in the hard work up front. Now, underneath my APA reference entry, the main point of the article is that declines in bee populations are most notable when the hives are around orchards, vineyards, and land used for frequently rotated crops. That was the basis of the whole article. Now, then it's looking at, you look at how did they arrive at this information. So beginning in 1999, the bee farms began reporting notable declines in bee populations. The researchers wanted to know if the land surrounding the hive populations contributed to those declines, particularly if the contributing factors may include herbicides and insecticides that are used on certain types of crops. So they studied from 2014 to 2016, that's my APA year issue there. The researchers studied over 14,000 apiaries from nearly 6,000 farms in Lombardy, Italy. The farms reported population growth, maintenance, or decline. The researchers looked at the types of land use around the populations that were identified as declining. They found that farms around orchards, vineyards, and croplands, which are generally treated with herbicides and insecticides, reported higher levels of decline than farms not located near those types of land use. Overall, that's how they arrived at this particular conclusion. Main point in terms of my essay, herbicides and insecticides, especially when not used correctly, can contribute to the declines in the bee populations of surrounding areas. That's the info that I am trying to point out in my particular essay. These were some quotes that I pulled as good ones that I may potentially use. I may not, and that's okay. I put my quotation marks around them, and then I also included this information here. This particular study was published in an online journal, so it did not have page numbers. So instead of page numbers for quotes in APA, I can use sections. So this came from the section labeled as results. The next quote, I used this ellipses to note that I took out the first part of this sentence. 3 periods is to take out something inside a single sentence. If you take out a piece that uses more, like that goes beyond a sentence into the next sentence, you add a 4th period to note that, hey, I went across a period in there. So it's either 3 dots or 4 dots, but never more or less than that. Then that particular quote came from the section labeled discussion. And so I put that in there. And then same thing for the next. Here is an example of an ellipses with 4 periods. That notes that I started with this, the timing of population declines recorded in the Lombardy region in the 3-year period suggests that parent plant protection products are the cause. Then I have 4 periods because I deleted some stuff, including crossing over a period before I picked up with this means that the results, blah, blah, blah. And then again, here's a section. One grammatical piece that is important. When you are quoting, your parentheses, your parenthetical citation, means that you pick the period up and you move it to after the citation. So the period originally was in here after activities. However, I need to note for my reader that this citation goes with that quote. So I pick that period up and I move it over here instead. So periods go after your citations. So this is a really great way to take notes so that I always have my source, I know what it was about, and I can always find it again. If you have a series of these, when you go to actually finish up your outline, you'll have a variety of things that you can include in there that will create a well-organized and well-structured essay. So I hope that this helps. Good luck on your project and have a great day.